So over 6 months ago, I spent over $500 of my hard-earned money on this Oura Ring, and I have some thoughts to share. I've been testing different smart rings and wellness devices for over a year now, and in today's video I'm gonna share if Oura Ring 4 is actually worth the money. I'm also gonna share how this ring held up. I haven't been really taking care of it that well, and there is definitely some light scratches, but actually considering there's definitely a lot more scratches on my other smart ring. So I gotta say, even though it doesn't look pristine anymore, I would say it's not as bad as I thought it would be. I'm gonna show you some clips up close so you can tell, but honestly, for over 6 months of daily use, day and night, this is okay. It's not great, but it's not bad. I use my medical FSA to buy this ring with, and that's actually one of the tips I wanted to share, because if you do have FSA or HSA account with your work, you can actually save money on tax if you buy any medical devices. But I want to share quickly what are the lessons that I've learned by using this Oura Ring and all the data that it gives me, if it's, actually useful, if there's anything that I learned. So there are 3 things that I wanted to mention, and I've noticed a huge correlation between if I drink caffeine after lunch, so after 2 p.m., and my sleep. That's something that I just wasn't thinking about before, and I used to get really not the best sleep before I started using smart devices. And I actually stopped drinking tea because of the ring, which is crazy because I just love tea, and that was just like my treat. But now I just switched to caffeine-free teas and drinks that I can just have after lunch, and that just really improved my sleep. So that's one of the tips. And another thing that I've noticed is that anytime I eat heavy dinner, like late at night, so past 7 p.m., it's no good. Like my sleep is worse and I just feel much worse, and I can see that in the data. So that's something that I switched, and now I actually just plan meals earlier, and it definitely has positive impact on my health. And again, I can see it in the data, which is nice because it's not just something I imagine, it actually works. So now ideal time for me to have dinner. So my last meal is actually around 5 and 6. And I also started limiting late night snacking and honestly avoiding eating like sweets and chocolates at night has been huge. And I also noticed that anytime I have some physical activity, I actually meet my goal, my sleep is also better. And I also have noticed that it affects my stress during the day. But yeah, these are the 3 things, the biggest 3 things that I've noticed. Let's talk about how this ring is holding up after 6 months. So like I've mentioned, there's definitely more marks and scratches on the ring, but you can't really tell from far away. You really have to look up close. So like I said, it's not gonna be a big deal for majority of people. The other thing I wanted to talk about is battery. So I was really worried that the battery may degrade after some time. That's honestly normal with a lot of devices. Like my iPhone, my battery is nowhere near as good as when I first got it, so I was thinking about it, but so far I haven't actually noticed any decline in battery life when it comes to my Oura Ring, which is great. It's usually around up to 5 to 6 days max. And what I really like about the Oura is that it charges so much faster than any other of my devices. I'm actually very impressed because I can just charge it when I'm in the shower, and I don't even need to do it every day. Literally, I finish the shower and usually my ring is charged. And when it comes to accuracy, I gotta say, it's better than my other smart ring. Yeah, it's something that I've been considering, and I'm glad that I wanted to test it for a few months. I just didn't want to give up, okay, 30 days, I'm done. No, after 6 months, I've noticed when it comes to measuring temperature, huge difference. I'm gonna show you the graphs, but Oura Ring seems to be a lot more consistent, which is important because I did get the Natural Cycles app for basically monitoring my periods and anytime I'm ovulating. So having that data accurate. It's insanely important. And yeah, when it comes to temperature, very, very accurate. It's very consistent data, and it did recognize multiple times when I was actually sick. It actually told me, which was great. It's just something that just makes me feel better about all the data. When it comes to stress, some days I'm like, yes, this is 100% accurate, and some days I'm like, I didn't actually feel that stress. I don't know why it's saying that I was stressed. So just for example, when it comes to stress, now the Oura Ring tells me that your body has been more stressed today than usually. And honestly, I haven't been stressed at all. I'm actually like pretty chill today, feeling good overall, but I have been really focused on work. Like I did a lot of work today, and I sometimes confuses being like plugged in and really working mentally with stress, which is interesting. I really wish the ring could recognize actual anxiety, stress versus just being more focused. So that's one thing I wanted to mention. Like if you just buying this ring for stress data, it's not gonna be fully accurate, at least in my case. It is what it is. So what I love about Oura Ring 4, obviously having a reliable ring that I can wear day and night. It's comfortable. It gives me good information. Yes, sometimes the stress won't be accurate, but it gives me very accurate data on sleep. It actually will recognize if I was awake for like a minute or two. It will actually show me that, which is interesting. So the sleep data is very, very accurate, and I really like it. The other thing is the temperature data, which I use for Natural Cycles app, so it's actually important to me. Very, very accurate, much more accurate than my other devices. I also love that it syncs with my Apple Health, so it does it automatically and it's all syncing up, so I can go back to yours and have that comparison and see new trends. It just gives me a lot more data than when I was just using Apple Watch because I wasn't wearing it constantly. So Oura Ring makes it just so easy because it's beautiful and it's comfortable. Okay, and few things that I do not like about the Oura Ring. So like I said, it's the stress data. It's not always accurate, which is a bummer because I was hoping it would be more accurate, but it's still hit or miss. So that's one thing. The other thing which I don't like about the Oura Ring is that it's not tracking activities automatically as well as it did at the beginning. And I'm not really sure why. Even when I bring my phone with me, it will not recognize that I'm like on a walk. It used to just like track it better. Like I would get notifications, hey, I noticed you were on a walk, like at this activity. And now it's just not as consistent, which is a bummer. Well, and obviously don't like the fact that I will have to pay a monthly fee. I paid for the plan up front. I think it was like $60 for a year, but if I will want to continue with this ring, I will have to pay, I don't know if it's like $6 or $7 a month, which is like not great. I don't like the idea of membership. If I'm buying a product, I just want to be able to use it. So this is still hard for me to swallow that I have to pay monthly for access to, you know, the app. But honestly, so far it's been a much better experience than with my Oura Ring, at least since the firmware update. So I would say I'm willing to pay for that fee because it is giving me a better experience when it comes to app and reliability. So would I spend all that money again, so over $500 on this ring? 100% yes. Even though I have now multiple tracking devices, I do prefer to currently use the Oura app. I feel like it just gives me better insights, and I really like all that data that I'm seeing, and it's, you know, syncing it with my Apple Health. So for now, I'm gonna be sticking with this ring. It was a lot of money, but I do really love this ring and the experience that I'm having with it. I would recommend this ring for people who are just looking to improve their habits. Honestly, all that data that I've been collecting with Oura Ring, it just gave me so many insights about how I'm feeling and why. And yeah, honestly motivated me to improve some of my habits, because when I see that data and how these habits change and what they improve, it definitely motivates me. So I would say if you're motivated by data, definitely go for it. But if you're planning to use this as like a fitness tracker, I would say it's not great. It's just not there yet, and I'm not sure if it will ever be, honestly. Just Apple Watch right now is just giving me more accurate data when it comes to fitness tracking, when I'm running, when I'm going for walks. I prefer Apple Watch. I wish, the fitness tracking was better, but at this moment, it's just not there. So let me know if you have any questions down below in the comments. I'm also gonna link this Oura Ring 4 in the description below, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Bye bye!